given to 10th graders, what would you do to connect this, or what would you do about this? You have 1 minute.
First off, you gotta look at what they were looking at in testing.
Math, science, and foreign languages.
Pardon me?
Math, science, and foreign languages.
Math, science, and foreign languages? Okay. Math and science, I don't know if foreign languages is a mandated thing right now.
And globalization?
Should it be? I don't know.
Think about it. I'm sorry, but when that test and what they're measuring was a calculation on a global scale. What are the key things that a nation has to have to improve, grow, and compete? So, you know, you're testing what the test was. And so, I thought the question was, this is the basis. Let's not argue about the test. What would we do, you do, to go from 21 to 1?
And so I think that I really appreciate you clarifying it, because it was a great question.
That's important, because...
Perfect. And now, Steve, go ahead and have your minute. So thank you so much for clarifying.
Thank you, because I didn't know what the test was.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just...
So the issue would be, what can we do to improve it? Does it mean that we look at graduation requirements, that you know, a full year of foreign language is required for a student? Is this something that we look at the college level? You know, I know that my kids enjoyed their you know, Spanish and Japanese classes that they were involved in. And can we improve those math and science cores? And so is there a requirement that we should maybe have more science class requirements? We need to look at that. And at the same time, you're going to have to fund those. You're going to have more science classes and more math classes and more foreign language classes.
Okay, thank you, Steve. Go ahead, Kathy.
Well, I think we have to understand that as long as there are the federal requirements and the state requirements for things, and there's not adequate funding for us to accomplish those, we aren't ever going to get to number 1. Having said that, if in fact we have to move ourselves up on that scale, then what Steve says is right. You know, something's going to have to give, and you'll have to focus more on providing that more intense education in those areas. Something else will probably fall off the scale.
Thank you. Preston?
Maybe a little bit different perspective. I'm a proponent of technology both in what I do at work and I believe in education. I think there's opportunities for us to increase the opportunities for our kids to gain access to courses that they don't have access to now. I mean, having 2 foreign languages in our high school is not adequate. Now there are other ways. We can't go and hire 14 new teachers just to teach foreign language in our high school. But there's an Oregon virtual school district that's being set up right now to provide online courses throughout the state. How come those teachers can't come from our own district? How come with the infrastructure of MyNet here, we can't teach those courses from here? So I think looking for opportunities like that, forward-looking opportunities that will help our kids and provide a service to the state is something that we can be a leader in the state.
Thank you.
This is a great question because, you know, at the onset I talked about, I kind of see this on a daily basis. I see jobs going to countries like China where they're graduating 3 to 4 times the number of engineers that we are. I go up and talk to people at Microsoft. They can't hire enough software engineers out of colleges in the United States. This is a significant issue for us as a country. So the thoughts that came to my mind, one was innovative learning technologies. Find, you know, stay on the cutting edge, find what you can do. But first thing I wrote down was motivate the kids, make it fun. Our oldest son does Chess for Success. If you've happened to read the stories coming out of Brownsville, Texas about the chess program that they have there and how it's caused kids to just create self-esteem and find interest in realizing that they actually can do something like chess. It actually motivates them to work harder at school. So there's an element to this around motivating our kids. Maybe it's exposing them to what's actually happening on a world basis. I mean, I'm always just shocked when I actually see some of the statistics. Have we ever taken the time to actually share with our kids what's actually happening on a world scale? It's frightening.
Thank you. All right, Mary.
I think it's making the most of what our resources are. If we can improve on using our technology and that sort of thing, I'm sure our staff would be able to implement some of that. But this testing issue is one I'm so biased on. It's one of my personal biases. Test scores indicate how well a child did on a certain date. There's just too many variables to compare this community with that community because of their test scores. And I'm sad.
That's very good.
So, actually, what I would have loved to have done is gone a little bit more in there, because Dwight, what I think you did is what we really want to do was to get the community talking and get.
No, I apologize for coming across so strong,
So,
but
thank you for apologizing, but I also want to tell you that's exactly what I am going to give each candidate 1 minute to say anything that they want to, so that we can have time to drink some water and eat some cookies. That's right, and have time to share with each one of the candidates. And Kathy, I'm going to come back around and I'm going to let you go first, and I will go down the line this way with our lovely timer, and then I have a couple of things to say as we close up. So Kathy, you're first.
Well, I think this is a great opportunity. As much as I hate getting up and saying things in front of people, I think that we need to be having these kind of dialogues. The question we didn't get around to asking, and I'd like to really say, is if we had asked what our greatest asset is in the district, I'd say it's our personnel. And we have really dedicated, talented people who are willing and able to step up and help us move forward. And I think, you know, that's a wonderful thing. And that in conjunction with working with the community, I think we have the ability to do some great things.
The other thing that we have an opportunity to do, and this board is going to be tasked with, is, you know, we have a growth model that says within 5 to 7 years that we're going to be looking at a new elementary school, a need for a new elementary school in this community. They need to set their sights on that really soon, and really soon is now. We have great teachers. You know, when we have another school, where's the money gonna come to fund the teachers and fund everything else with it? You know, you can't look just, unfortunately, they give us a 2-year budget to look at, but we need to be looking at 5 and 10 years down the road. When was the last time they actually looked at the 10-year growth plan and the 20-year growth plan? And I know it was discussed about 3 years ago, but I haven't heard anything more recently. So it's something that needs to happen real quick.
Kathy and I think so much alike, and I was going to talk on our greatest strength is our staff and their concern for our students. Our greatest challenge would be regaining our high standards for graduation and offering opportunities for our students to be successful in their future.
I guess I would close by saying I'm just excited about the opportunity to serve on this board. I've wanted to be a school board member for as long as I can remember. Some of you may have heard my remarks at a couple school boards ago when I talked about my father and my grandfather both being on school board, and so it's kind of in my DNA. There's been a lot of discussions around our kitchen table about private school, public school. I grew up in a town, small town, rural town, but there was literally a chain link fence that divided the private school from the public school, and they were the arch enemies. And so my commitment to public school is very deeply rooted. I can tell you stories about all the basketball games. And you know, this is one of those forums where you have to come across as being confident, like you have all the answers, but I'll also be the first to admit I don't have all the answers. I'm excited about learning. learning a lot in the next several months, assuming I become one of the board members. And hopefully some of my experiences will lend themselves well to what the board needs.
It's hard to follow up all of that, but I guess for me, my intent or my desire for being on the school board stems from wanting to make a difference. And I know that's cliche and that's what all of us will say, but it's true. I had someone tell me once, it was several months ago before I even contemplated this, that when they looked around the school district and they saw money wasted, they thought it was their dollar coming out of their pocket. That's how they saw it. If it was money wasted, it was their dollar. So, and I took that to heart and thought, you know, if it's somebody's kid that's being left behind, it's my neighbor's kid, or it's my kid, or it's so-and-so's kid. It's someone in my community. And I once got accused of walking out on the district, and I just want to make a difference. I want to be part of the solution, looking for forward-thinking ways to increase and enhance opportunities for our kids, whether that's, and there's lots of ideas. Like was mentioned, we don't need to reinvent many of the wheels. We can look around and get lots of good examples. There's ways other districts are accomplishing things. There's ways that we can dream up on our own. There's ways that this community can bring forward and work together to do it.
Yes, you can clap for all of them. That was an amazing start for this school board election. Kathy Zahner, Steve Mosier, Mary Schellenbarger, Steve Love, and Preston Baxter. And we want to say thank you to the steering committee, because actually almost everyone in here has been involved now with the Citizens Group 13J Excellence. We are absolutely thrilled about that. And I think that there's still some criticisms of us. And I want to tell you that our future, these are some of the goals, if you haven't read them, are to facilitate communication between community citizens and district leadership, to promote transparency and integrity in district administration, to promote awareness in the community of the achievements and needs of our local educational system, and to bring community support and resources to aid the district in providing a quality learning environment for our students. And I know everyone in this room believes that. So in closing, I want to thank Kathleen Stanley, Jill Love, with quite a variety. Wendy's always hiding behind the camera when he's black. Luis, who I've used more than any person that I know in this room. Luis is here. Charlotte Williamson. I don't know why they're not sitting. Ron Williamson over here. Vicki Watkins and John Boyack. Those are some of your steering committee that have brought this all together. I didn't leave anyone out, okay. And we just want to thank you so much. We're grateful that the library allowed us to come tonight. So please, don't attack them all at once, but your questions that didn't get answered, please feel free to come forward. Is there anything that anyone thinks that we really left out besides many questions? Okay, all right. Yeah, we blocked the exits. That's right. They can't escape. Thank you so much.